Hello, everybody. I'm back again, and well, what a beautiful day. Today, I would like to maybe read a little bit of this book. It is copyright free, royalty free, public domain. I do believe that that is the word that I'm looking for. Just hair. Hair everywhere. So, I will need you to bear with me a little bit. These books made back in the day, well, they weren't exactly written the way that we are used to. So, the really cool thing about this book, and why it's one of my favorites, is because it is basically like found footage. The entire book is just different journal entries, correspondence through telegrams. So basically, if somebody was just to, go back to like 1898, I believe. Let me see. Okay, maybe 1831. Or 1797. Anyways, it's really, really old. So yeah, way back then, if somebody was to go into somebody's drawer and just like find some journals and some letters back and forth to each other, they could compile them and make them into this book. So it's kind of like found footage before found footage, which is pretty cool. So yeah, let's get started here. I'm going to skip the author's introduction because I do that in real life anyways. That's just kind of my own thing here. So, why not just give her a go, Try to do some reading out loud. Oh, yes. So it is written kind of weird. Yeah, your brain usually knows where to go with a sentence, but with this, it really doesn't know like what to expect. So it can be a little bit difficult to basically have your mind predict what is about to be said. So you can't ever kind of get caught up and predict. So, here we go. Letter 1 to Mrs. Seville, England, St. Petersburg, December 11th, 17 dash dash. We don't even know what that... We don't even know. Okay? So, also, for cinematic reasons, I'm wearing my prescription glasses that are all scratched up, so I'm personally getting a lot of lens flare. It's a J.J. Abrams kind of thing where it's supposed to make things a lot more cinematic. Yeah, it's a good cinematography. You guys aren't experiencing it, but I am. So I'm hoping that's going to elevate the experience. So, you will rejoice to hear that no disaster has accompanied the commencement of an enterprise which you have regarded with such evil forebodings. I arrived here yesterday, and my first task is to assure my dear sister of my welfare and my increasing confidence in the success of my undertaking. I am already far north of London, and as I walk in the streets of Petersburg, I feel a cold northern breeze play upon my cheeks, which braces my nerves and fills me with delight. Do you understand this feeling? This breeze, which has traveled from the regions towards which I am advancing, gives me a foretaste of those icy clangs. Now that's spelt C-L-I-M-E-S. Now I don't know what that word means, because it's not even like a word that we kind of all know, now I've gone and lost my page here. Okay. Here's Climbs. Now, inspired by this, Wind of Promise, my daydreams become more fervent, and vivid. I try in vain to be persuaded that the pole is the seat of frost and desolation. It never presents itself to my imagination as the region of beauty and delight. There, Margaret, the sun, is forever visible, its broad disk of skirting the horizon and diffusing the perpetual splendor. There, side dash, for your leave, my sister, I will put some trust in preceding navigations. There snow and frost are banished, and saving over a calm sea, we may be wafted by a land surpassing in wonders and in beauty every region hitherto discovered on the habitable globe. Its productions and features may be without example. So you can kind of tell just how tricky, like this book can sometimes be to kind of follow along with, right? So, I mean, what can you do? Sometimes, you just gotta get rad. Oh my goodness, and I've lost my place again. Oh man, I was just going through letters. Let's just skip right to a chapter. See what that's got. Now these are going to be broken up into a lot smaller videos. This one's going to have a lot less words from the book because I'm talking to you about other stuff. My first undertaking was quite long. So I feel, that I just maybe should make some shorter videos, make it a little bit more accessible, so that if anybody wants to enjoy it, they don't got to sit down and find, 30 plus minutes in their day. So, let's start with some chapter 1 here. See if we can get a little bit into... Ooh, I like that. Don't like this. Hair everywhere. So, chapter 1. I am, by birth, a Genovese, and my family is one of the most distinguished of that republic. My ancestors have been for many years counselors and syndics, another word I don't know. And my father has filled several public situations with honor and reputation. He was respected by all... By the way, this is short, Sir Kurt. He passed his younger days perpetually accompanied by the affairs of his country. A variety of circumstances has prevented his marrying early, nor was it his decline of health that had become a husband and the father of family. So, I mean, I didn't follow much of that myself. It's all pretty confusing. Hair everywhere. Dry mouth. Have to excuse me for a second here. Gotta stay hydrated. Okay, now we're down to like less than 2 minutes. Okay, let's try to at least get a couple paragraphs in here real quick. As the circumstances of his marriage illustrate his character, I cannot refrain from relating them. One of his most intimate friends was a merchant who, from flourishing state, fell through numerous mischances into poverty. This man, whose name was Beaufort, was a proud and unbending disposition, and could not bear to live in poverty and oblivion in the same country where he was formerly distinguished for his rank and magnificence. Well, I can feel that. Having paid his debts, therefore, in the most honorable manner, he retreated to his daughter to the town of Lucerne, commonly known here as a margarine or a dairy product, a little bit different maybe outside of Canada for that one, where he lived unknown and in wretchedness. My father Beaufort, with the truest friendship, and was grieved by his retreat in these unfortunate circumstances. He bitterly deplored the false pride which led his friend to conduct so little worthy of the affection that united them. He lost no time in endearing, and I should know how to say that. With the hope of persuading him to begin a world again through his credit and assistance, Beaufort had taken effectual measures to conceal himself, and it was 10 months before my father discovered his abode. Well, that's the first page, ironically, out of the entire thing. We probably could have gotten through a little bit more there if I wasn't talking so much, but trying to keep these short. Wait. So, what I will be doing is trying to stop that from chiming. And closing it is not good enough to make that happen. Okay, like where? Okay. So, that concludes today's version and cut. And I will be coming back in the next little bit with yet another reading with Short Sir Kurt, which just rolls off the tongue. And, maybe we can get more than a page into the book, and maybe I can actually get my stuff figured out enough that it's easier to follow along. Have yourself a good one. Bye.